Frank Nazar. The CHGO Blackhawks pregame show is next. Happy Saturday. We made it through Friday the 13th. It is the CHGO Blackhawks pregame show. I'm Jay Zawoski with Greg Boyson and Mario Tirabassi. Hawks and Devils dropped the puck at noon in New Jersey, but Frank Nazar is here, recalled, I guess, late night Thursday, arrived Friday morning for practice, and is your second-line center and on power play one, and the day is finally here, fellas.
Oh, exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of like lead up to this, and it just felt like it was time. And I thought with like all the logistical things, like it'd just be easier for it to happen later, like in this upcoming week. But the fact that it's coming today is awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's again, we've gone back to the need for player personnel shakeups and everything, and this is the probably the one that's the most exciting. If they had done a trade, it's something different, but you also lose something. But this is, you're not losing anything. You're just bringing up probably your top prospect besides Connor Bedard, who's no longer a prospect.
Yeah.
I thought he was the 14th ranked prospect.
Well, it depends on.
I mean,
who
we're really
Depends on who you
excited,
ask.
really excited for just our 14th rated prospect to be up here this year. And how
For those
dare
that don't know, by the way, we should probably whiteboard that. For those that don't know, Corey Pronman has Frank Nazar rated as the Hawks' 14th best prospect.
Yeah.
Yes, and we were gonna have him on the show to yell at him for that, and then it was
That was
the day
of the
Gaudreau
tragedy.
tragedy,
Oh, yeah,
so it
that's
wasn't the right time to yell at somebody for his terrible opinion.
Yeah.
But we'll just have Frank Nazar do it for us.
Yeah.
But how dare Frank Nazar overshadow Drew Comezzo's first NHL start?
Right?
What a selfish
How
teammate
could
he is.
I mean, he's been here, doing the work, Comezzo. He gets in there for the last half of the
24 hours longer than
Islanders game,
Frank.
inspires the Hawks to rally
this
back.
is
They
his third
just fell
call-up
short.
this year.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
No, this is an exciting game. Just think about how different this roster is in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
Like the veteran, like we got to have some veterans here to help this team take the next step. I'm not saying it's been scrapped, but it definitely is taking a different form. And a lot of that is because of injury.
Yeah.
Alec Martinez on IR. Seth Jones is out, so Kevin Korchinski is here. If you look at your defense, we'll look at the lineup here in a moment, but look at your defense is 4 recent draft picks within the last 5-6 years, all there. Nazar is here. Bedard is here. Like, you're starting to see the rebuild start to pay off a little. Not pay off, but it's starting to look
fruition.
more
More of
like
it,
it's
yeah.
what it's going to look like when this team is good again. They are still a long way away from being a contending hockey team, but you're starting to get these pieces put in place. They're going to start to lay their foundation of their careers here, and it's exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows how long some of these guys are going to be around? Obviously, Comezzo is here because of the injury to Mrazek and Brossoit. Korchinski came up when Seth Jones went down, and now Martinez is out and everything. And, Nazar's coming up. That somewhat coincides with Craig Smith being out, but I think when Craig Smith comes back, you'll probably see Joey Anderson actually go to the AHL, and then Nazar will be up for a little bit longer. Who knows? Could be the whole season. But at least for now, you're getting that glimpse of like like this is like what these are the guys that Kyle Davison is really going to be judged upon, and the way that that they go. The veterans being around that he brought in as free agents this year, their play will have to pick up the rest of the season. Otherwise, there will be more of these young guys coming up because, like we've said before, with Andrew Sorensen being brought in, the Blackhawks trust him with the young guys the way that it's gone in Rockford the last few seasons. So I think it's less hesitation to bring up young guys to play with him. And yeah, I mean, if the vets aren't pulling their weight, this can be a show of there are guys who were more long-term invested in than you that they may be chomping at the bit to take your job. Speaking
of not pulling their weight, we have over 150 people watching and only 28 likes. Pull your weight, hit that like button, celebrate the arrival of Frank Nazar. Please hit that like button.
91 likes.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Excitement has been the term of the show so far, and that's how Frank Nazar feels also. He spoke after yesterday's practice. Here's what Frank had to say.
I was really excited. I just got a call from the GM down in Rockford and told me that I was getting the call and that I was hopping on a plane this morning. So it was a really exciting moment, just kind of shocked, like, just get a random call at night from the GM. Like, you kind of can expect what he's gonna say, but you never know. And when I heard the good news, it was just a lot of joy.
Did you have a sense this was coming?
Honestly, no. I try not to think about it. Just play my game, focus on myself, and obviously help the team win the best I could do, and let the rest come.
Does it help to have Anders up here? He's worked with you so much this year, and now you still are back with him again?
Yeah, it's definitely really nice just to have someone that I know and trust and have a good relationship with. So I know that he's going to give good feedback and everything like that, and just help out in areas where I need it.
What has he told you today?
Just kind of be me, enjoy it, Same thing as always. Just play your game and stick to what you know.
You could have gone back to Rockford and sulked after you were on the NHL last year and didn't make the team out of camp. What was your mindset, and why has it worked so well for you down there?
I definitely think just going down and enjoying my time down there, and just enjoying my time with my teammates there, and just being a group and being around guys my age and be able to go to the rink every day and just have fun and smile and score some goals. And that was definitely a lot of fun. And growing up, that's the only thing you think of is just scoring goals. It's like the biggest joy, and for me, is just had a really good time there and enjoyed it a lot.
So you see Kevin's here and Bedard's obviously here, Vlasic, Reichel. Do you start thinking about what might be down the road here?
No, I like to take it day by day. I don't think too much ahead.
On the line with Taylor and Tyler, what are you hoping to bring with them? It seems like they've been playing some of their best hockey the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've looked really good the last few games. Been watching and just kind of bring my game, a lot of speed and determination and hard work, and try to help them get some more pucks to on their stick, and so they can create plays and just get in that open area from.
There he is, Frank Nazar. He's excited to go. So let's take a look at the lines for today's game. Here's how the Hawks will line up against the Devils. You got your top line is Bedard centering Kurashev and Donato. Donato will actually be on the left, Kurashev on the right. Our graphic is mirrored. Frank Nazar centering Taylor Hall and Tyler Bertuzzi. Jason Dickinson with Foligno and Mikheyev, and Reichel with Maroon and Teravainen, and Tavo on the fourth line.
$6 million
but
fourth liner.
Lines. Your D pairs are Vlasic and Kaiser, Allen and Murphy, and Korchinski and Brody. And as we've discussed, overshadowed the starting debut for Drew Commesso in goal. So
how dare they?
We need to set expectations about this game and about Nazar. First, about this game, it's very unlikely they're going to win this game. The Devils are
really good.
The Devils are really good.
Yeah,
it's Drew Comesso's first game. You hope it's entertaining. You hope it's close. But I don't think, barring a 7-0 complete mail-it-in performance, I don't think you will have a very hat-throwy post-game.
Yeah, like if the team as a whole lays a stinker today, it's going to be like it's going to have a kind of a crash down effect.
We'll fire Anders Sorensen in the postgame.
Sure. But I
someone
think,
will, I guarantee you that.
Like we've kind of talked a little bit about since the coaching change and everything, and now that, a lot of these young guys that we mentioned before are here, you kind of get to the point now this season where it's just like, let's take solace in individual performances, because this team is still not going anywhere significant. So I think now with all these young guys here, if you start breaking down performances based off of individual achievements rather than team as a whole, like, yeah, you still want to see them win because that's fun. But if they lose tonight or today, and it's, another 5-4 loss, but Bedard gets a goal and Nazar maybe gets an assist, and you have Vlasic have another really good game or things like that, I think that is still something that you can start looking at and like, okay, we've gone through 26, 27 games of really frustrating and negativity. Like, let's start pulling out some positives, specifically with the young guys that are here.
Yeah, honestly, I think this team has a better chance of winning this game today than it would have a week and a half ago.
Oh, for sure.
They have faster guys in the lineup.
Yes, you have more speed, but you have young guys that are just, naive enough to not really care that it's the New Jersey Devils. They just want to go out and play hockey. And
I hope.
They might not the Devils should win this game, no doubt. But I think that the Hawks, the way they are right now with playing a more aggressive offensive style, more speed in the lineup now with Nazar here and Korchinski here, they're going to give it a better shot than they would have, 10 days ago with
Joey Anderson.
And Alec Martinez, in the lineup. Like,
Roy's backing on. It's not Joey Anderson's fault.
No,
that he's just the same thing. They've got 15 of.
Joey Anderson is a nice guy.
Yeah,
he's a try hard player, but what other team in the NHL would be? He'd be on the NHL roster. He's like this year's Mackenzie Entwistle. We like him, but hey, Mackenzie Entwistle goes to a good team and he hasn't sniffed the NHL all season. Weird how that happens. Yeah. Last year he was on the second power play unit the whole freaking season.
Oh my God.
But you look at the Devils. The Devils were my pick to win the Eastern Conference this year, and so far they're making me look smarter than I really am. They're second in the Eastern Conference in points. Do you know who has the most points in the Eastern Conference?
I don't.
Yeah.
Carolina?
No. Carolina got shut out by Ottawa last night.
Not Florida.
It is the Washington Capitals. The Washington Capitals have the most points in the Eastern Conference right now.
And I don't know how that's...
And that's without Ovechkin playing for the last,
Spencer Carberry is
3 weeks.
Dude, man. That guy, I thought he should have won the Jack Adams last year.
He's
just
got it
by
this year.
Dragging that team to the playoffs. But my God, what a good coach he is. Anyway, but you look at the Devils lineup. It is Dylan Strome. We should never let him go.
Yeah.
The biggest reason they missed the playoffs last year is because they had bad luck health-wise. Hughes missed a lot. They had a lot of injuries. They've been relatively healthy this year, and they finally got goal. They had no goaltending last year. No goaltending. And now they have Jacob Markstrom, who's played well this year, and then that's all they needed was they don't need a Vezina quality goaltender.
Just be fine.
They need a good goalie. They don't need a great goalie, but they got themselves a very good goalie.
Yeah.
But look at the way their lineup is constructed. It is a perfectly constructed roster. Their top six is a great mixture of dynamic talent and you got Andre Palat on that top line with Hughes and Bratt. That is a great line. Yep. And then Timo Meier, probably the best power forward in the game, with Nico Hischier, their version of Jonathan Taves, their two-way guy, and a young player like Dawson Mercer. Their third line is a pain in the ass with Paul Cotter, Eric Haula, and Stefan Nason.
Yep.
Who has 6 power play goals. And then their fourth line is your traditional
Did all of those guys at one point play for the Chicago Wolves?
I don't think Haula ever did.
Okay.
Cotter and Nason definitely did.
Yeah.
And that's a perfectly constructed. It's
very familiar.
That is a team. That is not a roster being filled out. That is a team being assembled. That is really good. That is a successful playoff lineup right there. Every line has its job, and it does it well.
Yeah, it's a good puzzle.
All right, we got to hit the break zone, but first we got to tell you who's going to light the lamp, presented by Coors Light. Fellas, let's see. Where should we go with this
It's
one?
the word of the day.
I was thinking Philip Kurashev.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps Connor Murphy.
You're gonna need a few more.
Yeah,
you're gonna need
okay,
to chill a
sure.
little more before you pick Philip Kurashev.
All right, fine. We're gonna pick Frank Nazar to light the lamp.
We're gonna topple. We're gonna put
surprise.
all the expectations on him, and then
Yeah.
scream and yell when he doesn't do anything today.
Well, let's actually, after the break zone, let's come back and talk about what reasonable expectations are for Frank Nazar.
7
That's coming up
points.
next on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast. Good segue. Nice setup there, Greg. Hey,
That's why I
the
get
holidays are here, and
They sure are.
you got shopping to do. You've got parents to worry about. You've got family coming into town. Your cousin Eddie is pulling up his RV and he's dumping the waste down the sewer.
I've heard
That's
that
not
story
good.
before.
You got a squirrel running around your house. You need to choose chill right now. And when it's time to choose chill, the best way to do it is reach for that Coors Light. The kid's bugging you for a Red Ryder BB gun. It's enough. You've heard enough. You're in Paris and you left your son behind and he's fending off burglars and you
These are
can't
very
catch a flight home.
specific
Yeah, like it's just, you know what?
Yeah.
When you finally catch that flight back from Paris from your negligent parenting, on that flight, ask the steward for a Coors Light because it'll help you chill because you're going to need it. When those mountains turn blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. So when you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Make the most of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO Hockey. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right, so I wrote about this yesterday on allchgo.com, and I think there is a lot of hype around Frank Nazar, and I think maybe people who are more casual observers of the Blackhawks are thinking that Nazar is another Connor Bedard, just based on everything that's been written, everything that's been said, the expectation of him coming up.
Yeah.
He's not that level of prospect.
Oh, he's 14th.
14th, exactly. I'm thinking, like, for this year, if he averages half a point per game, which is a 41-point pace, which is, I think, is a fair expectation.
For the, yeah.
If he stays up the rest of the year,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, maybe that's a little bit low.
I think that's
But for a rookie,
I think that's fine for the role that he is probably going to play if he were to be here the rest of the year. Because if he's here the rest of the year, throwing him right into the top 6 between Hall and Bertuzzi, like that's a really nice opportunity.
Yeah.
And under Anders Sorensen's system, that is going to play well into Frank Nazar's strengths. He's a guy that plays with speed. He's a guy that plays, with energy. His defensive game is not necessarily great, but his effort and willingness to play hard on the forecheck, I think, bodes well for that 2-1-2 system.
2 shorthanded goals for Rockford this year.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
And I think he's got a lot of confidence. He's a guy that I think can take some chances and be okay doing that because he has the skill and the self trust that he can do it. So yeah, I think if you say for the next 50 games, if he puts up like 20 points, if he were here the rest of the year, that'd be pretty nice. That'd be nice to see out of him. And he turns 21 next month. Like he's still a young guy. So I'd love for him to be able to build some confidence, put up a few points. But yeah, thinking that he's going to come in and tear up the league and get into the Calder conversation, I think is way overshooting.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
If he does, wonderful.
Yeah, no, he's not going to get in that conversation unless he averages 2.5 points a game at the end of the year. I'm here for it, but
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I don't think that's happening. I am getting a kick out of all the people online taking screenshots of the Frank Nazar Winter Classic jerseys they're ordering. Told you.
He did. You called that, I think, game 1.
Yeah.
I told you. So
Take your victory lap.
I don't need a victory lap. I don't. Even though I don't have many ever to take, but I'm not going to take a victory lap on that because that was a pretty easy one to predict. But it's just I really like that he's with Hall and Bertuzzi. I think that line really is going to help him and play to his strengths. And that has a lot to do with Anders Sorensen coaching him for the first 20 games this season in Rockford and knowing what he can do. And now had he come up with Luke Richardson still here, I don't know if he gets that spot. I don't know. But Sorensen knows what he does, and that's a line kind of similar to what he played on in Rockford. He played with Colton Dock and Landon Slaggert. They're obviously not as good as Bertuzzi and Hall, but somewhat similar styles. At least
It's the same mindset.
It's two guys on the edge that are going to hunt pucks, make some room. He's got two guys to either side of him that he can facilitate to that can score. And he's got some speed with him, so he can help. Him and Hall can get up that ice quickly, and then Bertuzzi can do what he does and get to the net and win board battles and all that stuff. So I really like that line. I think the combination of that line in the 2-1-2 is putting Frank Nazar in a position to succeed, and that's all you want out of your coaching staff is put the players in the best possible positions you can put them to have to produce. And I think you have it with that line. Yeah,
he's certainly doing that. I think, when we look at the long-term effects that Nazar is going to have on his team, it might show up kind of like in the micro stats a little bit with the average, scoring chances, high danger chances, the possession percentages will go up a little bit because you've got someone who can receive a pass and shoot and not shoot it 5 feet wide and not have a shot blocked all the time. Like, just having someone who is offensively dynamic in the lineup is going to make overall more than his individual stats. I think you're just going to see the team in general benefiting from his presence on the ice. Like, you put him on power play 1 instead of Ryan Donato or whoever. Like, it's just,
I think Ryan Donato might still be on.
Right, I'm just saying though, it's a guy who is a scorer. Right. You're not like, if you squint real hard, you can see like, well, maybe just maybe he gets hot and scores. Maybe he has a 30% shooting percentage like Ryan Donato does, and it works. Or your second unit was your fourth line.
Right.
I mean, like, not a lot of teams employ their fourth line as their second power play unit.
No, not unless you're like Team USA or Team Canada.
Yeah. Now you've got another guy on this team that is specifically a scorer. Because even like Kurashev, who had 50-some points last year, which seems like a bit of an anomaly based on the way he's playing this year.
Yeah.
It's not a guy you envisioned as someone you can count on long-term to score. And whether Nazar is a 50-point guy, a 70-point guy, or a 100-point guy, whatever he turns out to be, they know he can score. And aside from Bedard, and I guess you'd probably say Taylor Hall, those are the guys. Like, he's one of 3 guys on the roster that you really count on for consistent scoring.
Yeah. But like I really like what Nazar said yesterday, where I don't worry about Nazar being one of these guys that's going to be like deferring all the time.
No.
When he says, I get great joy out of scoring goals. That's all I want to do. Great.
Thank you.
Go out there and do that.
We've been begging for a player with that mentality.
Yes. It's not, we've heard Connor Bedard say it. Well, I'm also a really good playmaker too. I just want to make the best play. No, score goals, darn it. Like, this team needs goals.
When you have other guys on the team that can score the goals too, then play make
when
to
you
them.
have
But when
Mikko
it was
Rantanen on your wing, go pass all you want.
Last year it was just like, Connor, just shoot the
when
puck,
it's
man.
Nick
It's
Foligno
you. You're the goal scorer.
And you have to score.
Yes, it's
so
go out and do it.
I love that mentality from Nazar. That's been one thing that has been just one thing that I've loved of his since the first time we talked to him, and the way when we talked to him in Michigan too, or at Notre Dame. He's got so much confidence, and he's just
First time was better.
Yeah,
he was pissed after that loss.
But after he got the, I'm mad. I'm mad because we lost. Once he got that shtick out of his routine, out of it, and it just talked to us, it was a lot better. But you just see his confidence. He's got swagger. Like, this kid, if he lives, if he hits his potential, hits his ceiling, he's going to be a very popular player in this town for a lot of reasons, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
I remember sitting here when we did that live draft, and we wanted
22.
him 7th.
Yeah, 7th.
I
We're
was
all
like,
screaming
come on, Frank
Weird.
Nazar. Give me Frank Nazar. We need an
We were
offensive.
disappointed with
Yes.
Kevin Korchinski.
And then they got another pick and drafted him 13th. And I was sitting here super excited about it.
Yeah.
And now, 2.5 years later, we're excited about him playing here and hopefully for the rest of the season. Like,
Potentially.
I think so. I mean, Kyle said that.
It's going to be up to him,
Yeah.
which is good. I like that they're not like, we're just going to try it out here for a couple games. It's up to Frank. And the fact that they got him in the top 6 where he should be playing.
Yeah.
And as I said about the lines, it's going to be up to Frank if he's here for the rest of the season and nobody else.
100%. All right, we got to do Who's Your Hawk? I had first pick today, and I really over big brain this one. I took Connor Bedard. He just looks like a new player. He looks re-energized, and I need to get I've been slumping lately. So don't overthink it. Take the best player on the team, and that's what I'm doing. I took Connor Bedard.
I thought you were going to go with Frank Nazar.
I thought Bedard was going to be there for me too. I honestly did, but I will take Frank Nazar. When he has that 7-point performance in his debut today, and I'm in first place. When
7
when
Hoosier
we're back-
Hawk points or 7 points
7
on the ice?
points on the ice.
Oh, boy. You heard it here
We're
first.
going big. This is future Hall of Famer Frank Nazar we're talking about. No pressure, kid.
Now we do a whole show, right? Setting reasonable expectations, and you're saying future Hall of Famer. That'll be clipped.
Sure.
It'll make its
Hall
way.
of Famer.
You said he's
Yeah.
going to be a future Hall of Famer.
CHGO out of
Hey,
context. Here it comes.
Put that right up there with my Lucas Reichel is going to lead the team in points last year clip.
Well,
no.
Sure. Yeah.
I look forward to being in first place for Hoosier Hawk at the end of the day today.
All right.
Well,
Do it, Frank.
that'll only happen if Alex Vlasic has a stinker of a game, which he's been on a hot streak. What's points in 6 of the last 7? I think it was.
Yeah, he's
He's been doing really good. So I'm going with, after you guys picked the 2 guys that I would have taken in today's game for the moment, I'm going with the guy who's been playing well and has the best chance at volume scoring.
The new Seth Jones and Hoosier Hawk.
Yes.
There you
Alex
go.
Vlasic.
Yeah. Volume points.
He's the
Exactly.
new Seth Jones on the ice and in Hoosier Hawk.
Hits, blocks, points.
His plus minus hasn't been great the last couple games.
Well, when you
but
play
that's-
25 minutes a night on this
It's
team.
this damn 2-1-2 system. Too many
Yeah,
chances
that's the
against.
problem.
It's killing Alex Vlasic's
It
game.
is. He hates it.
Go back to the old way.
Before we wrap up, I want to send a little note to our buddy Charlie the Bacon Guy. I saw him in here earlier. His dog Bacon crossed the Rainbow Bridge yesterday.
Oh.
So we're thinking about you, buddy. It's something that we've all been through. Losing a dog is the absolute worst thing in the world.
It's not fun.
I saw he put a little picture of a little cheese sandwich with some bacon on it for Bacon's last meal. So we're thinking about you, Charlie, on a tough day for you and your family. So hopefully the Hawks can lose by fewer than 2 goals in Bacon's honor.
If it's for Charlie's dog, it's a win. Come
Yeah,
on, let's
absolutely.
see it. Let's see it.
So yeah, make sure send your well wishes to Charlie and hug your pets a little tighter today, because it's always very, very tough when that happens. Before we go, one more thing. Top Shelf Takeover sold out.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that.
It is sold out.
Nice job,
How about
guys,
that?
and non-diehards.
Just saying, the Bulls had a week lead on us. A 1-week lead in promotion. They've got Derrick Rose night. Tickets a little more expensive. I'll give them that. But we have sold out our event before they have sold theirs.
Was there ever a doubt, though?
No, because our fans are insane and amazing,
And we
and
love
we
them for
appreciate it. It's just it's unreal to we never doubt that our regular takeovers are going to sell out, but when we had the conversations about this one, higher price ticket after the holidays, are people going to be able to do this? Like, we thought maybe we'd be pushing to the last couple weeks. What, maybe 2 weeks, and this entire thing is sold out? Has it even
Less
been 2
than
weeks?
that, right? It's been less than that.
Maybe 10 days or something
Yeah.
like that. Whatever it's been.
It's awesome.
Amazing. So thank you to everyone who made it. If it was not in your wheelhouse, we understand that. More takeovers to be announced soon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that. This is the only Top Shelf one, a sweet one for the year. But we're going to do more of our standard takeovers as the year goes on. So don't worry.
And
You'll get your opportunity.
we don't have an official event or takeover for the Winter Classic,
Right.
But we're gonna piece together something unofficially for that event. So if you're in the area or going to the game, keep your eyes and ears open for that. We'll hash out some details and let the people know.
Yes, 100%. All right. We appreciate you being here. We'll talk to you as soon as the game ends right here on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.